Hello everyone, this is Methlo Kaiju, and we have some breaking news, major leaks for Godzilla vs. Kong. And these are not potential leaks or whatever. These are actual legit leaks, and that is because these are toy image leaks. And if you know from the past, for King of the Monsters and even 2014 and even Kong Skull Island to an extent, you know these toy leaks are they show quite a lot. Let's just say that. So if you do not want any spoilers whatsoever, please do not watch this video. But let me just say, if you've seen my Sayaka videos, you pretty much know what's gonna be going on, okay, in these images. That's all I'll say, because Sayaka is 100% correct, 100% legitimate source at this point. So anyhow, let us begin. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get a copyright strike for showing these images. Hopefully not. But I think I'll just try and see. Maybe I will, but who cares? It's fine, whatever. So anyhow, let us dig right in. So here's the main image. Just wow, look at this. Literally Mecha Godzilla right there. And we also see Kong with an axe, okay? 100% confirms what Sayaka stated. There's also a Godzilla with like some red armor or something, which I'll talk about that a little bit later. I just mainly want to talk about Mecha Godzilla. There's some things here and there, like a skull crawler, some weird thing over there. But again, I'll mainly talk about Mecha Godzilla and the Kong axe thing. So the Kong axe thing, pretty interesting. I don't know if it's gonna look goofy in the movie. I don't know how they're gonna make it so that it doesn't look retarded in the movie. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But in my opinion, it looks a little bit goofy. It could look really cool if they actually executed really well. But I don't know. We'll see, I suppose. Next up, Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla looks interesting. The spines look a little bit weird to me. I wish they looked more like Godzilla spines. He also looks a little too skinny. I don't know if it's just the figures, but it looks like almost just like a random skeleton or something. I don't know. It looks a little bit odd in my opinion. And as you can see, it even has the claw hands that Sayaka described, which is pretty awesome. Overall, Mechagodzilla, interesting. Looks pretty interesting. I'm not going to say it looks amazing, but I think just the fact that I'm seeing these images at all, I think already kind of makes me want to like it. But I do got to think objectively, and in my subjective opinion, I think it looks okay, in my opinion. But either way, it's pretty awesome. Mechagodzilla is going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong. I think that's pretty awesome, in my opinion. I think that's pretty awesome. So next up, let's go to the images that focus on this red armor thing. So apparently this thing is called Mega Godzilla, which is an interesting name. And as you can see, it literally has red armor on its back and on its plates and all that kind of stuff. It looks pretty awesome. It reminds me a ton of Treadmasters and all that kind of good stuff. Pretty cool. So a lot of people are speculating how this is implemented in the movie at all. And I do have a certain theory, but there's also a more reasonable explanation as to why this figure even exists. So the first theory of mine, Godzilla got super injured during a battle, possibly during, the battle with Kong, which is the main battle supposedly according to Sayaka, or maybe even Mechagodzilla. So the humans decided to just kind of help Godzilla, and they added some mechanical parts onto Godzilla to help him defeat Kong or Mechagodzilla or whoever it is. That's the first theory. And the second explanation, which is a lot more reasonable and a lot more logical, is that this is simply a toy gimmick. Toy companies like to make little cool, interesting things that don't actually happen in the movie, but, they still want to sell pretty interesting, cool toys because, they obviously want money and all that kind of stuff. So they just created a random figure called Mega Godzilla that has Godzilla with mechanical parts. I think that's the more reasonable explanation. You never know, it could be implemented into the movie somehow, but as of now, I'm just going to stick with that just so that I don't get overly hyped or anything like that. I'm just saying. So yeah, overall, it looks pretty cool in my opinion. Honestly, I really dig the red color scheme, the red armor and all that kind of stuff. Looks pretty nice. So now let's focus onto the other aspects of this image. So what I mean by that is this section of the main image. And we see some Kong figures, some Godzilla figures here and there. But there's two very interesting things. One of those things is pretty obvious, and that's a skull crawler. Looks pretty cool. It also looks pretty big, so I'm guessing there's more than the more skull crawlers that are actually giant sized. Interesting. And we kind of already knew skull crawlers were going to be in Godzilla vs. Kong because Sayaka told us he saw concept art of a dead skull crawler laying right next to Mecha Godzilla, which basically insinuates Mecha Godzilla killed the skull crawler. So that's pretty interesting. If that is the case, then maybe Mecha Godzilla is actually built by Monarch, and Apex, or either the terrorists, just decided to hijack Mecha Godzilla. So there's that. And the very next thing I want to talk about is this weird, I don't know what to describe it. It has like wings almost, but also looks a bit serpentine almost. I don't know. It looks really, really odd. What is that? Is that a gimmick maybe? It could be a gimmick. But the fact that it's not so appealing to kids and all that kind of stuff, the fact they actually even made a toy about it, I don't know. I feel like it might have a role in the actual movie. So what exactly is this? Well, a lot of people have been telling me it is a cobra, which honestly makes sense. Those little wing things could just be the frill, and you can also see kind of how it wraps around stuff. So it could be a cobra kaiju. And also somebody on Discord by the name of Joe also told me that basically it looks the same as the Kong Skull Island concept art, which showed a cobra kaiju, which it definitely does. So I think it may be a cobra kaiju at this point. A lot of people have also been saying it's Rodan. Nah, it's definitely not Rodan. You can see right there, it's very serpentine, so it's definitely not. It's definitely a snake kaiju. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, this is the world serpent. It could be, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not sure if really we can all automatically say it is the world serpent. Again, the world serpent is supposed to be an end credit stinger, and it's just like a massive snake that is basically the main boss of the entire monsterverse, essentially. So I don't think it really is the world serpent. I think that's a bit of a stretch. In my opinion, I think it is a cobra kaiju, but it's just one of those extra titans that the Apex or Monarch or whoever, I guess Monarch in this case, they just end up finding whenever they discover and explore the Hollow Earth. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think it's going to have a major role. I think it's going to be a pretty minor role. But either way, it's pretty cool. We're seeing images of this interesting looking kaiju, and I cannot wait to see it in the movie. So that's pretty interesting. And the very last thing I want to talk about is something that is not actually shown, but something that isn't shown, and that is King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah is going to have a role in Godzilla vs. Kong. Definitely. Okay, the reason why I say that is because, one, Michael Dougherty explicitly said the end credit stinger for Godzilla King of the Monsters is going to pay off in Godzilla vs. Kong. That's the first thing. Second thing is I guess we can now officially say, confirmed legit trailer leak stated there was a shot with Ghidorah being chained up. So King Ghidorah has to have a role in the movie, right? Even if it was a minor role, Playmates would have still made a figure about it. Why? Because, I mean, the Skullcrawler's there. The Skullcrawler's definitely going to have a minor role in the movie. So why is there no figure of it? Well, what I believe is that, there won't be a Mecha King Ghidorah or a fully regenerated Ghidorah or like a hybrid Ghidorah. But instead, I do believe in the speculation that I made a while ago, and that is Monarch or Apex or whoever extracts Ghidorah's brain and implements it into Mecha Godzilla. I don't know why they would do that. I'm guessing Apex wants to hijack Mecha Godzilla and make it their own so that it kills all the other Titans or something. I don't know. I really have no clue. But I think that makes the most sense. That is possibly why Mechagodzilla goes all haywire and starts destroying everybody, and that's why Godzilla and Kong have to team up and defeat Mechagodzilla. Or is it a team up or is it a three-way? I'm not exactly sure. There's no real information regarding that as of yet. So I think that is the most likely explanation because, again, they would have definitely made a King Ghidorah figure if it had a major role or if it had a shape at all. But since it doesn't, That's why I'm guessing it's more of a brain or a DNA type thing instead. So that is my speculation. It's not confirmed by Sayaka or anything like that. Again, just speculation. I know I always have to say this because a lot of people think whatever I say is gospel, okay? But seriously, that's just me thinking, out of my brain or whatever. So that is all for this video. Please tell me in the comments below your thoughts on the Kong Axe thing, Mecha Godzilla, the Cobra snake looking thing, the skull crawlers coming back, and the lack of a King Ghidorah figure. Just tell me all that in the comments below. Sayaka, you're 100%, if you're watching this somehow, you're 100% correct, okay? We are definitely looking forward to what you're going to say later on. And, I mean, the fact you're 100% legit, basically means you're no longer a potential leaker. You're an official leaker. So that's kind of cool. So that's all for this video. Please send in the comments below. Also, what are your thoughts on these toy leaks being out there 10 months before the movie releases? In my opinion, I wish this was leaked way later. Okay, this is way too soon. I mean, to be honest, I'm not too shocked by this because, again, I kind of already knew most of this stuff, Mechagodzilla, Kong Axe thing, all that kind of stuff, and the skull crawlers and stuff like that. But for those who didn't know much about this or who were on the fence about Sayaka's leaks, I mean, I would see that kind of as a bit disappointing, honestly. So, I don't know. So that's all for this video. Subscribe, like, and comment. This is Metal Kaiju, signing out.